bite-sized ways from each month. You've got to belong so long as from today.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Mind Your Business. My name is Gerard Barnes, and this is where a 61-year-old creates a podcast with no team, all on my own in an attempt to become monetized. So today I'm going to talk about how to start a podcast and be successful and get monetized. And by the end of this episode, you will have all of the tools that you need, hopefully, to grow and start your podcast and then get monetized. So, first of all, I just want to let you guys know I just gave you the secret sauce to get started on a successful podcast. And that is, you must have a greeting. You must have a purpose, and you must have an exciting lead out. In other words, I greeted you guys. Hello, everybody. My name is Gerard, and welcome to Mind Your Business. So you want to greet your audience out there first and foremost, and this is what you want to do every podcast. I did the research and just found this out. I wasn't adding structure to my beginning. I just got on and I just started flowing. And then you want to have your purpose. Today, I'm going to talk to you guys about how to start a podcast and succeed with the chance of being monetized. You know, that's the middle purpose. That's the purpose of this podcast. And then you want to do the trailer, the ending trailer. When you say, by the end of this episode, you will have the necessary tools to grow your podcast. So let me try that again. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Mind Your Business. My name is Gerard Barnes, and this is where a 61-year-old is working on his own to create a podcast with no team in an attempt to be monetized. Now, today, I'm going to be talking about starting a podcast and succeeding to where you can be monetized. Now, by the end of this episode, you will have the tools to grow and succeed. And that's a proper intro, a structured intro. So you want to stick with something similar to that. Do your own thing, or use me as a template. But basically, I needed to add structure to my intros, and I wasn't doing that. And I mentioned in episode 3 that I was going to talk about structure and being monetized. So we got structure out the way. And just know how important it is, because you can lose your audience in the first couple of seconds if they're not greeted properly. They don't even know what the podcast is about, even though you may have a banner, but they have to know the purpose, and people are like that. You have to tell them. And then just lead them on to what the ending would be about, so that way they can get more engaged and kind of follow the story till the end without kind of going, what does it end? Well, you tell them. Give them the beginning, the middle, the end. The greeting, the purpose, and the end. The trailer. I'm sorry, the teaser. Call it a teaser. You give them something to look forward to. Okay, Trump is really good at that. He likes to move goalposts and tease people, but enough of him. He doesn't get any shine here, baby. But welcome to my podcast, where if you are 55 and over, I try to make it as simple as I can to help you move along and navigate in this world of Gen Z, Gen X, Gen Y, baby boomers. We are fighting for our lives here because it's not a lot of us representing 55 and over in this arena. So I'm the 1% who's coming out here and saying, hey, let me turn my mics over. There we go. See, there's always something that's going on here where you have to fix on. I should have done that before I started. But yeah, I'm gonna show you all my pitfalls, and that was one of them. Another one of my pitfalls is not charging my batteries, the batteries in the cameras. Earlier, I had a camera go out. That's not a good place you want to be in, especially if you have good content. And also with the lights. The lights need to be charged right after I finish a podcast, because to me, that's part of my whole shtick, the ambiance. I want a great look, so I want to keep my lights going at all times. So I have to make sure that my lights are being charged along with the batteries of the camera. So after each podcast, I start charging everything that needs to be charged. So I check my lighting and everything's good. My audio platform, my DAW system, I use FL Studio. Everything's good. My mic is in a good position. There we go. Okay. And I made my mic easier to move around because I move around. So I want to be able to just kind of flow with the mic, or let the mic flow with me. Me and Mike flow together. So enough of me. Let's get into monetizing. Now, getting monetized is something that we all strive to do, and not understanding what it entails. And I'm not talking to those of you that are already doing podcasts, or the more advanced people. I'm talking to the 55 and over, the people who've never attempted to do a podcast. This is directed to you. So if it's coming across in the simplest form, or it sounds like I'm not intelligent, I want to stay away from disengaging my core audience, and also stop using terminology that they don't understand. Because I was one of them at one time, to where it took me a minute to understand, the lingo. So, monetize. First thing you want to do, number one, you need 1,000 subscribers. That is the key. Now, how do you get 1,000 subscribers? Well, you're asking the right guy. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. The way you get 1,000 subscribers is you keep be consistent with putting out content. You can't post one video, 2 videos, or 3 videos and expect to get 1,000 subscribers unless you have something totally outrageous. And yeah, you're going to get outrageous results, of course. But I'm doing a podcast for 55 and over to teach them about how to get monetized, get over their fears, and challenge myself and show them the pitfalls, mistakes that I go through. So I'm not expecting 1,000 subscribers right away. I'll be out of my mind if I think that was the case, but I'm going to do everything I can to try. Meaning, I am going to place myself in positions where I'm on other people's podcasts, and that will give me exposure to a larger audience. I'm also going on different platforms, fan base, Twitter. No, I take that back. TikTok. Facebook, not so much. Facebook is mainly friends. I do have a lot of older people. I know a lot of older people that are on Facebook, but convincing them to switch over to my YouTube channel and try to do a podcast, that's a challenge. So I'm just putting it out there and reaching out to them. If they respond, then fine. But there's a larger audience outside of my Facebook base that I need to touch. And that's why I think it's important that I start doing podcasts on other people's platforms and expose myself that way. And you must have, number 2, 4,000 hours of listening from your audience. And that's over a 12-month period. So these numbers, don't let them scare you. It's over a long period. But the more you put out content, the better chance you have. If you don't put out any content, you don't have a good chance. So first things first, make sure that you have enough content to at least make 20 episodes. 20 videos. You want to build a community. So if you have something that leads people into 20 episodes, then you got something going. You got a good thing. And I think you should go for it, even if it's about yourself. Everyone has a life story that can encourage other people. And I encourage you to make a podcast of it. You never know who's listening. You never know who you might inspire. You never know whose life you're going to change just by telling your story. I go to AA meetings all the time, and I hear stories every day. 5 and 6 stories maybe a night when I go there, and it humbles me. It makes me aware that my problems are nothing compared to some people, and I need to hear that. So that's why I go. I'm inspired, and I love hearing stories from people that have lost everything. And it's sad to say, I love to hear that, but it makes me understand that my problems are not that bad. So you sharing your story on this platform and getting a podcast, building a community, you can make people feel better about their lives if you share how fucked up your life is, really, and make money doing it at the same time. So it's a win-win situation for you and the audience. So that's something to consider. Finding the right content will give you enough listeners, will give you enough, hopefully, subscribers. And subscribing is very important when you're on this end. When I was on the other side of the camera and watching videos, it wasn't that important to me. Only like Roland Martin, some meditation podcasts that I used to listen to, affirmation podcasts. I wanted to subscribe to those so I can get a notification, and just like an alarm, anything else. But now I understand when I'm watching a podcast and people say, please subscribe, please like, and leave a comment, how important it is, because this is their job. And that's part of the rules for getting monetized. It's having subscribers and viewers. And comments help too. Likes, likes are just as important, because the more you like my video or videos, the more YouTube will see that people are engaging in my video by liking it, and they will refer it to other people, which again helps me to grow my viewers. I then have to turn around and turn those people into subscribers. Well, how do you do that? Well, that's really tricky. You have to remind them. Continue to put banners down here on the bottom. I should have a banner down here that'll tell you to subscribe. It pops up I do it every 3 minutes, just to remind people, and also you want to verbally remind them. So my call to action banner is always going to be displayed, and then I'm going to verbally, or when you're starting your podcast, you need to verbally remind people. It might seem obnoxious to just keep saying it, but some people need to be reminded. They hear you and they have intentions on doing it. And sometimes if you keep reminding them, it might click like, oh, wow, yes, let me support. And also too, subscribing and liking and comment just lets me know I'm doing a good job, and I need to up my game, because there's people out there that see value in what I bring to the table. So therefore, liking me, commenting me, and subscribing me shows me I'm doing a good job and I need to do more. But if you want more and you don't do anything, you don't click, I don't know, I can't gauge where I'm at, and that's what I want to do. So when you're doing your podcast, you want to encourage people all the time to do that. That's very important. and I can't do a minute of convincing you. I have to do about 5 minutes of this, because that is very important. That is key. It's very key to your success and getting paid, being monetized. That because being monetized is the goal here. And I'm taking you guys along for this ride, and I'm gonna follow the steps and be a good boy, read the instructions, and see what happens. I have content. I'm gonna put out multiple videos. I try to do this daily. And a lot of times, well, not a lot of times. One time I failed, which was yesterday. I failed because of uploading problems. I had 3 cameras and I was uploading, and my editing post-production software wasn't reading the cameras right. So I had to start over again, which is right now. So this is actually podcast 4, which should have been out yesterday, which means I still have another podcast that I need to do today, which is not a problem. This, like I said, this is my job. This is what I do. I'm on probation. In about 30 days, I pass probation, and I should have enough subscribers and content and viewing hours, listeners, some comments to really keep the momentum going. And I don't know if they pay you at different levels. Like they say 1,000 subscribers, you start getting monetized. What about if you get 4,000? How much is that? I need to look into that. So if anybody knows, let me know, but I'm going to look into it because I need to know. That's very important. And I get a little envious when I see people with 5,000, 7,000, 10,000 subscribers. You know, I'm chasing that goal. And as you should too. If they can do it, I can do it. And if I can do it, you can do it. So just bear in mind that those things are very important. And let me go over what I was talking about today. Structure, the requirements for getting monetized. And that's basically what I wanted to bring to the table today, was those 2 things. I did my research on a couple of other things that I'm gonna talk about tomorrow or today. Today I'm gonna do another podcast later on today, but I'm just showing you guys consistency, and I'm finding content to talk about, and it doesn't have to be an hour. You don't have to sweat yourself and hurt yourself trying to sit on the podcast and talk for an hour. That's too much work when you can put out multiple videos with 30 minutes of content. Okay, so this is a lot of fun so far. I'm having a lot of fun. I talked to a young lady yesterday at work, and I asked her, does she know what hitting the subscription button does, and she didn't have a clue. So that was right up my alley to talk about today, because I realized there are people out there that have no idea what happens once they hit subscribe, or why they should hit subscribe, or why they should like a video. Doesn't mean that that video changed your life so you have to like it. No, it's to basically support that person in their algorithms. So YouTube will read all the algorithms, the likes, the comments, and who subscribe, and they will move me into another area where I can be viewed by more people, because their job is to get more people to sign up and subscribe and pay their monthly subscription. So they want to help me get to where I'm being exposed, as long as you guys show them I have value. So help me to help you, and that's how this is going to happen. Let's start a community, and it's only a 1% of us here, 55 and over, that's trying to get monetized. I did the research. It appears that older people feel they don't have a voice. this platform is not made for them, which is not true. Their voice is needed more than they think. And I'm starting this revolution of getting people to get on camera. Stop talking about it. Stop thinking about it. And just act, okay? Just act. And before I leave, there was one thing I wanted to cover when you're posting and trying to get subscribers and listeners and comments. You want to make sure you have hyperlinks buttons. Always make sure that on your videos you have a call to action, something that you're telling people to do. Click here, do that, watch this. Constantly have it in your video. You can never have enough call to actions in your video, because you never know where somebody is going to click on. You never know if somebody's watching and they have to go to another room. They're listening, but then they come back and watch you and they didn't see the call to action the first time. And they may do this several times. So you want to make sure that your call to action, your buttons, are displayed throughout the video. They don't have to be steady on the video, but you can have them come in like I do, every 2.5 minutes. My subscription banner comes up, which reminds people, to click here or click down below. So very important. And those are the things that I have for you today. Like I said, I really enjoy getting things together. I like the pre-production of getting things together. I feel like this is my own news station. And then I check all of my equipment. I make sure my levels are straight. I position my lights. I have my board. The white lights, I'm talking about those. I have those set, and I have to set those. I have to sit down in a chair, and I have to look at myself in the camera. I have to do a little test recording and focus. I have to make sure my lights are working. So this gets to be fun, and now I'm pretty much on a routine, so things are a little bit easier and less stressful. So I can just, present the content on camera. I don't have to worry about what I don't have or what I didn't do. This is the 4th episode, so now I have all of the little parts working together. And the only thing that's left is for you to hit the subscribe button, or like me, or leave a comment, or you can do all three. So I really appreciate your time, and I will see you later on today. I'm going to post another one for episode 4, and I'm going to talk about other people's podcasts and what they have versus what I don't have, and how I'm comparing myself to them. And is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? So I want to take pieces from other platforms and see if my unique style is a benefit to me, or should I lean towards what other people are doing. That's very important, because I think about that all the time. So I'm going to do my research on that, present that to you, because most of the things that I think about, I'm pretty sure you're thinking about. So in the meantime, build smart, think big, and mind your business. Mind your business.